Hello everyone, welcome to another X-Wing Should I Fly It video. So today we're going to do it a little bit differently, mainly because I can't get my normal squad builder to work. So we're going to throw it over to yet another X-Wing squad builder and give them a time in the sun, But just finished entering all of this in, and I want to talk about flying General Hux and a mini FO swarm. So we have the Epsilon class shuttle, so we can get the hyperwave comm scanner on there and General Hux. We've gone for Lieutenant Dormitz just to give you the deployment shenanigans. And then the way I've been trying to work it, and this isn't exactly an original list, it came about through chatting with my friend Terence, through a bet of trying to get him to fly Omega Ace. But we have a swarm leadered Omega Ace with hyperwave comm scanner. We have a Zeta leader with wired and hyperwave comm scanner. And then we have an Epsilon Ace with just nothing. So we'll work backwards. Epsilon Ace counts as pilot skill 12 until they have a damage card. And then all of the other ships have got hyperwave comm scanners, so can deploy at PS12. So if you put the shuttle down first, then either Omega or Zeta, they'll gain an evade or a focus token from the shuttle's hyperwave comm scanner. And then the next one you put down can gain an evade and a focus from the two hyperwave comm scanners. Then if you deploy the last one, which would be Epsilon Ace, you get 3 tokens from all 3 hyperwave comm scanners, and you've deployed at PS12. So you should know exactly where your opponent is. And then you need to just fly into range. You'll be taking a target lock with Omega Ace. Your shuttle will be handing out focuses to all 3 guys. Normally I will be putting the Fanatical Devotion onto Zeta Leader, because you're going to be rolling more dice here, and that's why we've got wired. Because you can't spend your focus token on defense, wired gives you the ability to re-roll your focus results, and at the start you should have a couple of evades banked anyway. Then we get into the actual tricks of the list. So obviously you've got one TIE fighter no one really cares about, but you can get him really into a mix, and you're flying at PS12, so you should be able to get them in arc and have your evade token. And obviously Hux will give you a focus as well. Then you have Zeta Leader, who's going to be stressing themselves to get the extra dice, trying to roll those dice, and then if you roll a focus result it becomes uncancelable, so you're going to do some guaranteed damage here. Then Omega Ace can obviously swarm leader to pull off the evades from these 2 ships, and then that'll give you a 4 dice Omega Ace shot at range 2 to 3. And obviously because you've got your target lock and focus, you can just change them all 4 to crits. So that's the plan for the list. I think it was did reasonably well when I've seen it played. The extra deployment you get from Dormitz is really, really handy. The fact that you get to go down at 12 is really powerful as well, because you get to control that engagement and just really take advantage of it. If you want to chase a ship down, having that bonus to where you're going to deploy and the actual area you can deploy is really, really strong. So it makes it a lot harder for someone to run away from you, and you can just do a lot more shenanigans than they can. So I think that about covers most of the aspects of flying the list. Its matchups at the moment, obviously we'll go through things that are becoming more prevalent, would be like the Decimator. I know Duncan Howard ran a Decimator recently at an event, and this will just chew through Decimators with ease because of the amount of crits you're going to be putting down and just the damage you can put out. Having 4 ships on the table as well is an advantage in the current meta, I feel. A 4 dice primary from a shuttle, plus all of the extra attack dice and stuff you can roll, focuses pretty well into Defender to try and get damage through. Obviously, the Fanatical Devotion being uncancelable damage is nice. Being able to guarantee the fact we roll 4 crits with Omega Ace, if you can consistently trigger that ability, is really, really good. And also you've got a 4 dice primary as well from the Epsilon itself. On to Paratani matchup, you can pretty much guarantee that you should get damage through onto Fenro. It can't, if you're deploying after him, so you can see normally the Fen player is going to have an approach planned out from the deployment, but your entire list going down last means that they've got to be pretty cagey. So it's all about that initial engagement. Even into range 1, I wouldn't want to be flying Fenro into a 5 dice guaranteed 5 crits. So he's probably going to try and flank Omega Ace, which gives you a lot of play around how you can try and tackle him. Zeta Leader, it's probably the time you start not stressing yourself for the extra dice when attacking Ventress, because in my opinion it makes it more difficult to put the damage through. But again, some kind of use of the General Hux Fanatical Devotion should help you get damage onto them. And also you do have the option, if the deploy mana is somewhat isolated, because of the way your deployment can work, you can get on top of Mannery relatively quickly. I don't know if that's necessarily the best tactic with this list, because if Mannery doesn't go down quickly enough, you could be isolated and picked off if Fen gets behind you and starts getting these decent shots, and it starts depending on how your green dice roll. But that's where you need to start worrying about where you put Fanatical Devotion. Don't always put it on Zeta Leader if you think you're going to get targeted more than you probably should. And yeah, that's about it. Sorry for the change in the style of the Should I Fly It video. Hopefully it was still a passable one. So I'll have a work with a few different software programs and stuff, see what I can come up with, and try and get a better way of doing it. But I didn't want to spend ages putting all the cards onto things separately, just because I wanted to try and keep the speed of the videos coming out. So thanks for watching, everyone. Let me know what you think of the list. Thanks Terence for flying it for me. You did a much better job than I would have done, and yeah, it's a really good fun list, and I'm probably going to have to put it on the table myself now and see if I can do better than Terence did. Cheers, bye.